the Florida Gators. You might say, Lou, what's the point of even talking about a football team that you've just absolutely beat the hell out of the last 3 years? A program that has fallen so far over the last decade that they've resorted to spending entire off seasons bragging about finishing third in the East. This coming off season, they'll spend all off season bragging about finishing second in the East. What's the point of even making fun of a football team or a football program that's that far down? It's like making fun of special needs kids. Yeah, it's really easy to do, but what's the point, really? And I understand what you're saying. And to a certain degree, I actually agree with you. You may have a point. You may be onto something. But this isn't about the Florida Gators football team or the Florida Gators football program over the last 10 years. Nope. This is about Dan Mullet's wife. She's a predator. If you haven't heard, okay, the Florida Gators football team pulls up on the bus, right? They have to get off the bus. They have to line up like some giant cattle call, okay, in a single file line. And one by one, Dan Mullet's wife approaches them, hugs them, rubs on their face, kissing all on them. This is insane. I want you to imagine a woman's basketball team in college with a female coach. Now I want you to imagine that female coach's husband lines up all the girls on the basketball team prior to each game and requires those girls to go through a cattle call line so that he can make out with those girls and molest them. This is what Dan Mullet's wife is doing, okay? And people say, well, the players aren't required to do it. Lou, it's a choice. If they don't want to line up and make out with Dan Mullet's wife, they don't have to. Listen, okay? These kids are football players at the University of Florida. They play for Dan Mullet. Now, sure, maybe some of the superstars on the team, some of the bigger names on the team could choose not to participate in this gang rape, basically, which is what it is, and suffer no consequences or repercussions. But ask yourself this. If you're a second stringer, a third stringer, a true freshman trying to make an impression on the coaching staff, particularly Dan Mullen, you going to sit out this line here? No, you're going to do whatever it is that you think you have to do or are required to do to get in the good graces of the coaches. This is absolutely pitiful and sad. I don't know if Dan Mullet's not taking care of business at home. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what the story is, but I know this is absolutely ridiculous that this is happening. Absolutely ridiculous. And again, with the football team, are they great? No, they're okay. They're a top 10, top 12, top 15 type of team. We'll see how they finish out. We'll see what happens with the teams around them in terms of where they finish up the regular season being ranked. But again, they got absolutely humiliated and destroyed by Georgia for the third year in a row now. They're nowhere close to catching Georgia. Georgia owns and dominates the East, and that's not going to... Oh, my God. Okay, come on.
Well, good morning, Lou. Good morning. I don't even care what you say about my Gators no more, Lou. Nothing you say today can bother old Steve today, Lou. I'm in a great mood. Florida's lost to Georgia 3 years in a row. Don't care. Kirby Smart owns Dan Mullet. Don't care. You can say whatever you want today, Lou. Whatever you want. You know why, Lou? You want to know why? You want to know why? Guess where I just came from, Lou? Guess where I just came from, Lou? That's right. Dan Mullet's wife's house, and old Steve is in a good mood today. Oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you about Dan Mullet's wife. She makes the best bowl of grits I think I've ever had, Lou. Oh, it's so good.
Well, tell us what else happened over there, man.
All right, well, anything else that happened over there is between two consenting adults, Lou, and it doesn't matter. Point is, Dan Mullet's wife is a hell of a recruiter. I can tell you that right now. I'm ready to sign on the dotted line, if you know what I mean, Lou. Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. I'm so damn excited. I woke up singing this morning, Lou. You know what? I woke up. Can I sing a song for you, Lou? I woke up this morning that the angels, there was angels on my shoulder, Lou. Birds were chirping. The sun was shining. And I woke up singing a song, Lou. You want to hear it? Oh, yeah. Goes like this, Lou. Goes like this. Good morning, beautiful. How was your night? Mine was wonderful with Miss Mullet by my side.
You know what I find funny about Alabama? The football team, their program, the school, hell, the state in general. I mean, besides their big lots light show, this po-dump, plug and play, Charlie Brown looking special LED light show that they have at their stadium that pales in comparison to the light show that Georgia had first at Sanford Stadium and just looks 100 times better than what they're doing over there at Bryant-Denny Trailer Park. You know what I find really, really funny about Alabama, their football team and their fans? This attitude of entitlement that they have. Yes, Alabama has been the best football team over the last, 10, 12 years, whatever. There's been years where other teams have been better, but generally speaking, over the last 10 to 12 years, Alabama's had the best program in football. Everyone knows that. That doesn't mean that you have the best program every single year, though, okay? And this just happens to be one of those years. But Alabama fans, they catch an L at home to the corn dog. And what do? That happens on a Saturday. The playoff poll is coming out on Tuesday. They spend the rest of the evening Saturday, all day Sunday, all day Monday, all day Tuesday, leading up to 8 o'clock when the playoff committee announces their updated rankings. They spend that entire 3.5 days, whatever it was, telling anyone that listened, oh, it doesn't matter. We only lost by 5 at home to a good LSU team. We're going to be ranked 4th behind the 3 major undefeated teams, LSU, Ohio State, and Clemson. Well, anybody with any sense, including yours truly, told them that most likely wasn't going to be the case. And guess what? The playoff poll comes out on Tuesday, and guess where Alabama is? Oh, my God.
Whoa, Tide! Whoa! Whoa, Tide on it! Whoa, Tide on it! Whoa, Tide! Whoa, what? Yeah, tell me, whoa, Tide! Tell me, whoa, Tide, Woo.
No!
What? Don't tell me, whoa, Tide, Woo. And listen, what? Wooford, you explain something? Can Wooford explain something to you? Woo, listen. Save all you trolling. Save all you trolling for the 1969 ACC champs. What beat you, Woo? How you lose to the 69 ACC champ, Woo? How did he do that, Woo? How you do? Yeah, we lost. Can I tell? I'm gonna tell the people about it. Listen, Woo-tube people. I call them Woo-tube people. Whoa, listen, Woo-tube people. Let Woofer tell you this, okay? Alabama lost the game. Okay, listen, it happens like once every 9 years or something. Okay, but we lost to LS Woo. Uncle Woo team lost to his 969 ACC champs. We lost to LSU, so we're still better than you, Woo. And when the poll, and we'll still be ranked higher in the poll, Woo. So listen, all this laughing and pointing in the light show, and listen, okay, I give you this, Woo. I'm gonna give you this. All white show is pitiful. All white show is bad. I'm gonna give you that. But listen. My Roll Tides are still gonna be ranked higher than you.
Actually, no. The poll came out. You're not ranked higher.
What the hell are you just saying to me, Will? What did you just say to me, Will?
You're not ranked higher. Georgia's 4th, the Gumps are 5th.
Well, what's after that?
Well, you just counted to 4. The Gumps are ranked 5th.
What? Will, I need to know what number. What number?
That is the number. 5th.
No. What number?
You're ranked 5th.
What number?
5th!
Will, 5th is not a number. This is a 5th.
Oh, my God. Can you not count?
Yes, I can count.
Okay, count to 20 then.
I'm not gonna count. You want to hear Woofer count, Will? You want Woofer count for you? Listen this, Will. You found stupid, Will? Listen. 1, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. 17 titles! Won't tie on it!
Okay, here's the thing about Auburn fans, right? Now, look, yeah, Gumps are generally stupid, right? Almost every single interaction I have with a Gump ends the same way, which is me sitting there going, well, there it is, the dumbest thing I'll see or hear all day today. And just as I'm having that thought in my head, here comes the Barner. Oh my God, the Barner takes the cake. Now I understand why the Barner is perpetually angry. I mean, they're owned by their two biggest rivals, Georgia and Alabama, and it just absolutely burns them up, right? They're like a stepchild, a stepbrother, an orphan. I mean, they're always looking up at their two biggest rivals, and that's not going to change anytime soon. How do we know that? Here's the thing, and no, Auburn, you're not beating Georgia this weekend. Literally, no one believes that. Now, you can find a few trolls in the comment section here on YouTube who are either completely football ignorant, which is a possibility. But what's more likely than that, though, is the fact that they are just so ate up with hate for Uncle Lou that they can't see straight. So you'll find a few here in the YouTube comment section that are giving the Barn a chance to win this weekend. But realistically speaking, literally no one thinks Auburn is beating Georgia this weekend. Even Auburn knows they're not beating Georgia this weekend. How do we know that? Well, we know that because of when the game is being played, right? This game is being played towards the end of the season, right? Yeah, and the Barn can't win this game at the end of the season. How do we know that? Well, they've spent the last 2 years crying to the SEC office to get this game moved from where it's traditionally been played in week 10 or 11 up to the front towards the middle of the season. It's not fair, right? You guys remember this from the offseason. It's not fair that we have to play Georgia and Alabama in a 3-week period at the end of every year. It's not fair. What's not fair about it? The fact that they can't beat them. That's what's not fair about it. Georgia has beat Auburn so bad over the last 15 years. It's like battered wife syndrome at this point. They don't even really know they're being abused. You'll find Auburn fan even making excuses for their own abuse. It's literally battered wife syndrome here. But the Barner knows, the athletic department knows, the coaching staff knows, the players know, the fans know. College football fans around the country know the Barn just can't compete with Georgia and Alabama. Rather than admitting that to themselves, though, or having to come out and publicly proclaim, we can't compete with Georgia and Alabama. What do? They cry to the SEC office about where on the schedule they have to play Georgia. Like that really matters. That doesn't matter at all. Georgia would beat Auburn 90% of the time, no matter when the game is played. Auburn is 3-11 against Georgia in the last 14 games. They're about to be 3-12. They're not winning. Auburn is hanging its hat on the fact that Kirby Smart has lost 3 games in a row against the SEC West on the road, and they're praying that this will be the 4th. Well, it won't. What's Kirby Smart's record overall against the Barn? Well, he's been there 3 full years before this year, the 4th, right? In those 3 years, he's played the Barn 4 times. How has he played the Barn 4 times in 3 years, Lou? Because the Barn lucked up and won the SEC West one year before getting absolutely belly drug by my Georgia Bulldogs in Atlanta. Yeah, that's right. Kirby Smart's first year in Athens. We had a terrible team. still beat the Barn, second year in Athens. We did lose to the Barn that year in the regular season, but like I mentioned before, we got revenge in the game that mattered, the SEC championship game where we beat them like they owed us money. That put Georgia at 2-1 against the Barn. And then, of course, last year we humiliated them in Athens like it was nothing. That put us at 3-1. So Kirby Smart is 3-1 against the Barn. The Barn overall is 3-11 against UGA in the last 14 games, about to be 3-12 this weekend. And literally, everyone knows it, even the Barner fans themselves. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Come on.
Bob! Stop raking in the garage. We've been over this 1,000,000 times.
Well, that's not fair.
I don't care.
But it's not fair.
Don't start that not fair stuff. I want to ask you some questions.
Are they going to be fair?
Please stop.
Okay.
What do you think about having to play Georgia at the end of the year?
No, that's not fair.
What do you think about Chase Young getting suspended?
No, that's not fair.
Auburn announced today they're adding LED lights to the stadium. Third again behind Georgia and Bama.
That's not fair.
Florida State and Arkansas already fired their coach, but you still have Gus Malzahn.
You know that's not fair.
How about that new poll that came out? Got Alabama 5th.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that is fair. That is fair.